All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Limitless Mindset Podcast. First and foremost, just wanted to take a quick minute and say thank you guys again for those of you guys, all the likes, the comments, the shares, you guys passing this on to people that you feel like could benefit from some of this. I love getting some of the DMs from you guys talking about how you've applied some of this to your own personal life, business, and how it's been helping you guys. Again, that's why I do it, just as a way to give back and share some of my experiences and what's working well for me in hopes that it does help benefit and add value to you guys as well. So again, thank you guys so much for that. I want to jump right into it today. I'm kind of excited about today's episode because I think that this is going to be something that really helps a lot of you guys build out a roadmap on achieving some of these goals that you guys are working on right now, and really helping you guys gain some momentum with building and establishing good habits to help you guys see the results that you guys are looking for. Those of you guys have been following me forever, you guys know I'm a creature of habit. It's one of the things that I attribute most to my success, is just doing the slow, boring, monotonous things that are absolutely critical in the business. It's not the fun, it's not the sexy, but it is the consistency that eventually will get you to where it is you guys want to go. So this seems to be something that a lot of people do struggle with, though, when they're going and kind of entering down this road of entrepreneurship, or whether they're looking for, becoming better at their job, becoming better at better habits in their lives, things of that nature. And what I like to relate this to is, when you go down this path or this journey of creating a different version of yourself, whether that be, you want to get to that next higher level of income earning, you want to get to that next higher level of fitness, whatever it could be in your guys' lives, I kind of relate it to when you're standing at the bottom of the mountain and you're looking at the top. You can see that top of the mountain. You can see what it is that you're actually looking to do. You can see that end goal for yourself. You can kind of see the vision, but man, does it seem far away. All you can see between where you're at now and where you're at there is just this massive mountain that needs to be climbed. And ultimately, self-doubt starts kicking in, right? You start questioning, can I make it? I don't even think I can. That seems so far away, so unrealistic. It's just something that I don't think is going to be possible for myself. And in reality, it very much is possible for you, but you got to break it down into small increments, and you guys have to establish the right habits for yourselves that will put you in the best position to reach these goals. So I wanted to share with you guys a technique that's been working extremely well for me. It's nothing fancy. It's something that a lot of people do use. For those of you guys that follow like Andy Frisella, he calls it the power list. A couple other people along the lines, they have something very similar where you set aside a set amount of tasks per day. This is something I've been doing for well over 6-7 years now in my career. I'm one of those guys. I don't like to overcomplicate it. I don't like to load my day up with 30 different tasks and things that I need to do, because let's be honest, when you start putting 20, 30, 40 tasks in front of you per day, you're not going to get them done. It's going to be inefficient. You're not going to be able to dedicate your time, energy, and focus into moving the needle. The core things in your business need to be done. So I'm a huge proponent in simplifying things and really focusing on the things that you need to get done that you tend to avoid. These are the things that are going to make the biggest difference in your guys' personal lives, your professional lives, as you guys build out businesses and so on. So what this necessarily looks like is, if you guys are looking to start developing habits into anything, right? You say, hey, I want to get into fitness. And for a fact, one of the worst things that can happen to you is falling off of your diet, right? You eat a bunch of junk food. You don't go to the gym. You guys know what lack of success looks like in those areas. So what does it mean if we need to start building good habits in there? Well, what I like to do is I like to create a list of 5 things every single day that must be done that are going to move the needle in my direction. And typically these are going to be 5 things that I know I shy away from, things that seem to be pretty hard. They're not things that I look forward to, and they're definitely not things that I have already developed as a habit, because these are the areas that I'm going to focus on, the 5 things every single day that I want to develop and get better at and stay extremely consistent at, right? If you really want to think about it, it's an accountability list to yourself. These are the things you're putting down saying, I have intention in completing these tasks today, and if I complete these tasks, it will inch me forward to my goals. And the whole key in this, guys, is that you have to get rid of the idea that it's going to happen very quickly, right? I think a lot of people overestimate what they can get done in 6 months, and they underestimate what it is that they can get done in 6 years, right? This is a compounding effect. This is the small wins, inch by inch, every single day, that are eventually going to snowball and show you guys what massive success looks like and help you guys build some great habits in this. So For example, for me, every day I sit down the night before and I plan out right before I go to bed what my next day is going to look like. What things do I need to get done? So could be a very important meeting that I need to get done. Could be that I have, 2-3 clients that I have to follow up with. That's going to go on that list right there. And ultimately, I'm focusing on things that I'm not good at. So, for example, when I started doing it, one of my goals was, hey, I need to get into shape. So immediately on my list, first thing, complete 1 hour workout at the gym, stick to a diet, right? And same thing in fitness, it doesn't matter if you go to the gym and work out every day. If your diet's absolute shit, you're not going to see the results, On the flip side of that, if you have a great diet, but you're not going and working out, you're not doing some kind of intensive workout, cardio, things of that nature, your body's not going to change. It takes both of those things coinciding with each other to see success in that area. A lot of people aren't good at both or only good at one and not the other. So that would be something you would put on your daily task list. Now, one thing I want to stress to you guys where I see people do this completely wrong when they put out their daily tasks is they put goals on there. My goal is to make 200 calls today. My goal is to get a new client under contract on something, right? My goal is to lose 5 pounds today. And the problem is that these are not meant to be goals, because goals, when you're saying I'm going to set a goal, it might happen, it might not happen. And that is not the point of this whatsoever. These are specifically designed tasks that you're either going to complete or you're not going to complete. So, for example, instead of saying something along the lines of my goal today on my task list is to get 1 client. Well, you don't know for a fact if you're going to get a client or you're not going to get a client or a new customer or things of that nature. But what you can do is say, what tasks do I need to do that are going to definitely move me in the direction towards getting a client? So for example, you might be horrible at outbound phone calls and reaching out to people. So today my task is I'm going to make 20 outbound calls. Now, as you guys can see, that's a definitive goal for you right there. That's not something that you're just saying, I hope I get a client. You're actually setting out and laying out the action items needed to move yourself in that direction, right? Maybe you're not good at text messaging. My goal today is to send 50 text messages out to potential clients. My goal today is to follow up with 3 past clients and have a conversation. So hopefully you guys are getting the point of this, is that it's specific actionable items that need to be completed, right? When it comes to you guys' like mental, stability, stamina, things that you guys are trying to do to build up your mental education, your mental health, things of that nature, you guys need to set aside things that are going to help. So for example, if you're constantly stressed out, if you feel like you live in a chaotic world, maybe you need to isolate yourself for 45 minutes and go do something like yoga, go do a morning walk to yourself, listen to a podcast, read a book. That's one of my personal favorites. I have it on my list that I have to read at least 10 pages per day of a book, right? I set aside myself some quiet time and I read. One of my daily tasks is I must do 45 minutes of cardio. I must do 45 minutes in the gym of exercise. I must stick to a strict diet. So on and so on. You guys get the point. Now, where I started to really develop this is I've always had a task list of things I needed to get done, but it was always business focused. And what I found is that when you mix in personal with that as well, it helps develop you as a well-rounded individual. We always have these ideas in our mind that we can only focus on one or the other, right? Well, I need to get better at business, so I'm only going to put business tasks on my list. Well, I only need to get better at fitness, so I'm only going to put better fitness tasks on this list. And what I found is it's better off if I put all things across the board that I want to get better at. So I'm developing myself as a well-rounded individual. So for example, that's why some of my tasks are fitness related. Some of my tasks are, education related. I need to educate myself every day, whether that's I need to listen to 45 minutes of a business podcast, read a business book up to 10 pages. You guys get the point. And then in my business, it could be, I have to meet with 3 of my agents today. I need to have 10 outbound calls to some of my potential clients or prospects. I need to follow up with at least 3 past clients. I need to hold this important business meeting today and go over these specific action items. These are the things that you need to do every single day that also often life might get in the way of, might not allow you to happen, might not, you tend to avoid it is what I'm saying. And the point of this is you want to put these things on this list so that you no longer avoid these items that are absolutely essential and important in your guys' business. It's not complicated. And that's the thing that I love about this system is If you tend to feel overwhelmed, if you tend to feel like it's a lot, it's very easy. Start with 5 tasks, every day. These are the 5 things that I want to do to get better as a person. Again, my personal preference, just to remind you guys, I like to put a couple on there that are personal development related. So again, reading a book, right? Listening to a podcast on my walk in the morning, all business related. I'm not talking about going and reading a kid's book or any of that shit, guys. Like all business mindset related books that are going to help develop you into a better leader, business person, partner, friend. You guys get the point. Physical fitness, staying in good shape is very important to me. You're out of shape, you're eating like crap, your energy's low, your self-confidence is low. That does directly tie into your relationships, right? If you don't feel confident about yourself, you're not going to probably show up as confident to your spouse. If you don't feel confident about yourself and how you look and you have all these insecurities floating around inside, you're not going to show up as a confident individual to your potential clients. You're not going to show up for yourself and be proud of the person you see in the mirror, right? It all ties into itself. And this is where a lot of people don't understand. It's hard to master business and be excellent and be extremely confident, but on the other side of the table, not be happy with yourself, not be proud of yourself. You need to be all of the above across the board. This is my reason why I love putting these in there. Now that we've established what these day-to-day tasks need to look like, achievable, either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it, right? Don't make them crazy unrealistic. I'm going to make 500 outbound calls every single day, knowing that might be damn near impossible for you. You want it to be something that's going to challenge you, elevate you, and something that you want to build a habit around. Now, what happens is once you do something long enough, it's going to stick with you and you will have now developed that as a habit. What I want you to do is now take this off of your list once you've done it enough and it's like second nature to you, and you're going to replace that with something new now. Now we're on to building and developing a new habit. It doesn't mean that all 5 come off at once and replaced with 5. No, it just means that once you've done these 5 tasks over and over and over again to where it's like second nature, I don't need this on a list anymore. I'm just going to do it. For example, back when COVID hit in 2020, one of my things was I started up a program called 75 Hard. I'm sure many of you guys have heard it. It was a program created by Andy Frisella, very much in alignment with what I was already doing with the daily task list, but I didn't have it dialed in towards like health, fitness, and mental development and things of that nature. So that's what I really enjoyed about the program was I already aligned with it because I saw the value in having a daily task list. I just didn't add in some of the other things. So during his program, you're required to do 2 45-minute workouts, one inside, one outside. You're required to read 10 pages of book a day. You're required to drink a gallon of water a day. You're required to stick to a diet. You're required to not drink alcohol. All things that are going to build a better you across the board. So when the gym shut down in 2020, what I did was I said, hey, I'm going to hop on this program. This is kind of all I got. I don't have a gym to go to right now, so I'm going to use the tools the best that I can. I'm going to go for walks every day, jogs around my neighborhood. I'm going to do home workouts, things of that nature. Once I got off of that program and I completed it, I had developed so many good habits, lost a ton of weight, read so many good business books, got some great ideas, taught myself so much about self-discipline, holding myself accountable, and all around developed a very well-rounded individual that I was proud of. When I got off of that program, there's some habits that have stuck with me even to this day that I continue to do. I still drink a gallon of water every single day because I feel great. I stay hydrated. My energy stays high. When I start to get hungry, rather than eating a bunch of food and snacks and binge eating, I just drink a gallon of water and I stay pretty damn full every day, especially where I live out here in Arizona. It's hot. It's important that you are getting hydrated. So I still do that. I stuck with the 45-minute workouts every day outdoors. First thing in the morning, for those of you guys that follow me, you guys see me do my 45-minute cardio first thing. And then I still go to the gym for 45 minutes every day. I like to go to the gym, work out. I might take a Sunday off here and there if I feel like my body needs a reset or rest, but that's what I do. So those habits have stuck with me day in and day out now. So what happens is now my daily task list, those 3 items have been removed. I don't need a task list every day to tell me to work out for 45 minutes. I don't need a task list to tell me that I need to drink my gallon of water completely because I do these things by second nature. So now these 3 tasks have been replaced with new habits. So you guys get the point. As things go on, as you personally develop, as you do these things long enough, 60, 90, 120 days, however long it takes you to make this part of your daily routine that's a non-negotiable and you're used to it, However long that takes you, that's okay. But that's the point. Once it becomes routine, once you sit down the night before and you start writing out, okay, this is what I want to do. Wait a minute. I do this all the time. This isn't even a problem for me anymore. This is not something I need to be held accountable because it's so ingrained in me as a part of my daily habit. Get rid of it. Put something new on that list now that you want to challenge yourself with that is going to move the needle in your business. What you guys will find is that over a year now, you guys will get so much done and you guys will develop so many good habits. And it all started with 5. And then as you got good at 1, you pulled it off and you brought another on. Now you got 6 you're working on. Then you get good at another, you bring it off, you put 1 in its place. Now you got 7. And you guys get the point, so on, so on. This isn't some massive life-changing thing that's going to be extremely hard for you. This is saying, no, I'm going to start out with 5. And then once I start to master one of the 5, that one comes off, another one comes on. So you're always a work in progress. You're always putting things on this daily list that are very important to your guys' business. But how could you not see massive change in yourself and massive wins through compounding effect? You guys have been following me on social media for a while. You'll notice on Instagram, pretty much every day I post down, I hope you win today. And there's a reason for that, because my methodology behind that is too many people focus on, this is my goal and I haven't won until I achieve my goal. And that's simply not true. If you guys break it down and you focus solely on your day-to-day processes, you say, today is the day I'm going to win, because it's a lot easier to win a day than it is to say, I'm going to win an entire month every single day. That sounds a bit overwhelming. I could see how some people do tend to get discouraged by that. But if you focus on the day to day, you put down your 5 daily tasks. Today, these are the 5 things that I need to complete. So you write those out. You complete all 5 tasks. Now on that piece of paper, you can write down 1. I won today. I set out and completed the 5 things that I said to do. You do it again the next day and the next day. Maybe Thursday comes around and you don't complete 2 of the 5 tasks, right? You only had 3. Well, today was a loss. But Friday you win. Saturday you win. Sunday, you got a football game, unfortunately, that week, and you fall off the bandwagon and you don't stick to your diet, right? That was a loss. You still won 5 out of the 7 days that week. So if you're looking at it from a scoreboard perspective, you still won the game, right? You still won more days than you lost that week. And then what happens is you start stacking your weekly wins, guys. You start saying, okay, I won this week. I had a day or 2 that I didn't do so good on, but I still did great 5 out of the 7 days. Let's see if I can make that better, right? Let's see if I could do 6 out of the 7 days next week. But not only did you win that week, now the next week you did better. You got 6 out of 7 days that you did good. You had 1 that you fell off. Now you get 2 weeks of compounding effects of great progress, right? And then you win a month, and then the more months you win out of the year. So you guys get the point. It doesn't have to be complicated. Some of you guys are just thinking way so far down the road and you're discouraging yourself because you don't know where to start. It starts with 5 things, guys. Just pick 5 things that you know you need to get good at. Could be, like I said, prospecting. I need to get better at lead generation. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prospect and I'm going to generate 5 leads today, right? That's what you need to set it as. Or I'm going to make 50 outbound calls today. I'm going to send 50 to or 100 text messages per day. I'm going to send 50 emails per day. I'm going to make 5 social media posts per day. I'm going to send 3 DMs per day to my clients today, right? So you guys get the point. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out for 1 hour today. I'm going to drink 1 gallon of water today. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm not going to have any soda at all today. Whatever it is that you guys know you need to do that you've been avoiding, put these 5 things on the list and get to work on those 5 things. Not these massive goals. In the back of your mind, there's going to be other things you're eventually going to work on, and that's okay. But the point being is we're going to work on just 5. And once you master one, get rid of it, bring another. Once you master that one, get rid of it, bring another on. And you guys get the point. Now you're keeping these good habits you've developed as you're working over here, and then you shovel one over here to the side. Now you got 3 habits permanently established in your system and routine, and you're working on another 5. Eventually, before you guys know it, you've got 20 good habits ingrained in you that took a little time to build, but you focused on them one by one. And as you accumulated these habits into daily non-negotiables for yourself, second nature, now it's ingrained in you guys. You guys are building yourselves in to be absolute monsters in life, right? Business, personal, all of the above. You guys are slowly chipping away and working at it. This is something that has been absolutely amazing for me in my career, my personal life, my personal development. It's just, it doesn't feel as overwhelming either. You sit down and you just say, I'm going to focus on these 5 things every single day. Give yourself a little bit of time, give yourself some patience, give yourself some grit, but make sure you guys stick to these things. And you guys, I promise, will see some absolutely massive changes in your life. Don't overcomplicate it. Have fun with it. But I guarantee you guys, after even 2 to 3 weeks of doing this, you guys are going to start to really gain some momentum in life. You're going to start to build some massive self-confidence, because these things that you once thought you couldn't do, the things that you once thought were impossible, I can't go to the gym every day. I can't give this up every day. I can't make 10 calls every day. Once you guys start doing it and seeing and believing that you can actually achieve these things, and you see yourself getting into motion, your guys' confidence is going to go through the friggin' roof. You're going to feel way better about yourself. You're going to love the feeling of momentum. You're going to love seeing the results that you guys are seeing, and you guys are going to absolutely dominate out there. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. All I ask you guys to do is to share this if you guys found value in it. If you think anybody needs to hear it, personal, friends, family, feel free to share it on your guys' stories, your guys' timelines. My goal with any of this is to just give back and help people really start to progress their way through life. And as always, guys, if you're looking for any coaching, I do offer private coaching on my website, www.blakeclark.com. Got a couple different options. We have the Limitless Community. It's super cheap. It's $50 a month, and it's guaranteed to be one of the best communities you guys can be a part of. Every single week, we're going over business application, personal development, goals, business fundamentals. I pull the curtains back on my companies, and I show you guys some of the stuff that I'm dealing with, some of the problems I'm working through. I do live Q&A sessions with you guys to dilute your guys' business, answer any questions you guys have, dissect things down for you. And I also do private one-on-one mentoring and coaching. Again, you guys can find all of that at www.blakeclark.com. As always, I hope you guys have an absolutely incredible week. Let's get out there. Let's crush it, guys.